So one of the things we're looking for when we're looking at a new vendor is unique products, new products to the market, a category that's not currently covered within existing vendor partners. To give you an example of that, if you'd asked me 3 years ago if Castle would ever be buying appliances, I'd have told you were crazy. Today, we not only buy appliances, we buy furniture, we buy electronics, and we do some very large volume in those categories. Because we've got independent dealers across the country, they do whatever is necessary to be successful. And a lot of these dealers are the only game in town for their, in their community. So they are, I think of Jim Squires out in Newfoundland, one of our members. If you look at his business card, you flip it over, he's the grocery store, he's the hotel, he's the lumberyard, he's the hardware store, he's everything to everybody. In Western Canada, we have a number of our dealers that are into the RTM business, the ready-to-move home business. And because of that, they're selling a fully furnished, built home that they will move and drop on your foundation for you. So furniture, appliances, all these things got to be very big business for us. And now it's a big part of what we do. And we're doing that's a business that's continuing to grow for us every year. And you must have a value proposition. What is it you're going to bring to the table that's going to increase or bring value to our members? It's not about bringing value to me. It needs to be bringing value to our members. What are you going to do to be able to drive business for them and make their business more profitable? So what do you have to offer that I don't already have within our current network of vendors? And that's one of the things we look at. So you've been on the phone with a buyer at Castle. You've been able to talk us into setting up a meeting with you. Now you're coming into the meeting. What is it you need to do to prepare for that meeting? And what do you need to provide us at that meeting? First is a brief overview of your business and your business model. What it's about, your market share, where's the business going, how have you weathered the last few years. Just giving you some insight as to what the company is about and what you can do to help make our members more profitable and more business. Again, explain your value proposition. What is it you're going to do to improve the value and improve the profitability of our members? And the stability of the company. How have you handled the last few years going through? It's been, as we've all seen, there's been a lot of change in the industry over the last few years. How have you weathered that storm? How has the company done that? What are the things that have been in place in order to help your company weather that storm? And market share. What is your market share? What's your competitor's market share? What are you doing to grow that market share? And what are the things you're going to do with our membership to help improve their market share and your market share in your category? In addition, how do you go to market? So do you have a sales team on the road? Do you have feet on the street? What's the frequency of visits they're going to pay to our memberships? Somebody mentioned earlier about relationships and partnerships. This business is all about relationships. As Michael mentioned, a lot of my background has always been on the corporate side. When I came to Castle 5 years ago, it was a bit of an eye-opener as to how different it is. Because the independent entrepreneur really is about relationships. They will buy through somebody because they've had a 15, 20-year relationship with that person. Not necessarily because they have the best cost or the best service, but because there's that relationship. So understanding how you go to market. Do you have an online and social media presence? Are you engaged in Twitter, Facebook? Do you have online retailing? Do you sell direct? That's an issue. Because if I have a vendor coming in and saying, well, I also sell direct to contractors, to home builders, things like that, that you're now in competition with my member. And that may be an issue in listing you as a new vendor. And what is the offering? So brand recognition, is there exclusive? Your cost competitiveness? Do you offer private label branding opportunities? Although we do that, we don't do a lot of that. We do that in select categories, so that is something that entices us or intrigues us at times. And freight and logistics. It's an important piece of the puzzle for our dealers. Because you're doing direct-to-store shipments, freight becomes a very big piece of it. It's not that you're delivering into a warehouse and then I can build that into my cost to then deliver out to our members. Our dealer is taking that cost dead on. So he needs to understand what that's going to be. It needs to be competitive. And for our medium to small stores, it's very important. If you've got a high prepaid level, it's very likely you're going to have a tough time generating business with our dealers because they're having to take on too much inventory in order to meet that minimum. So therefore, a realistic prepaid levels, getting it to the larger dealers, they're going to handle it no problem. It's that guy who's got a 1,000 square foot store that doesn't have the space to store product. And therefore, having a prepaid level at $1,000 or $1,500 may not be realistic